As we all settle in preparation for this next um, ancient ceremony, as Josh has spoken about, I wanted to say something about what's included and what is not in this particular uh, ceremony. Pardon me, I want to make sure I'm not missing. If we were in a temple or zendo or a classical setting, there would be a procession of the new head student with the teacher and various people who will attend the ceremony. They would be in another room, others would be waiting in the zendo or the Buddha hall, and they would process in, and what you're going to see would play out in that room. Um, but the procession now is digital. We appear and disappear in the cloud zendo in a way that's a little bit different. But I'd like for you to just imagine that because there's a beauty and an elegance to the arrival. We will, I'll ring the bell in just a moment, and then the three of us who will initiate the ceremony, me as the guiding teacher, Josh as the um, assistant teacher there at the moment, and then Catherine, in that order, we'll all offer incense and begin the more formal portion of the ceremony. Thank you for being with us.
Through the deep consideration of our teacher and this Sangha, we offer you, Catherine Ellis, the responsibility of head student for this period of practice.
And we'll invite Judy and John to come forward.
Catherine, you are our choice to be head student. Please lead us and accept this responsibility.
This responsibility is too great for me.
You are our choice to be head student. We give you our full support.
This responsibility is too great for me. I have received Buddha's precepts, and I am deeply grateful for your teaching, but I am not ready to be head student.
Catherine, please don't go. Please return.
I have received Buddha's precepts. I am deeply grateful for your teaching, but I am not ready to be head student.
I understand your concern. Please come back. You and I have had many conversations about the ambivalence, about the challenge, and the opportunity that goes with, as Trudy said, crossing this threshold. You have watched others, including the student who just stepped away from this seat. And it's important to realize that the invitation that John and Judy just made, knowing you so well for so many years, so intimately, is one based on their confidence that you inhabit this role in your way, not in anyone else's way. And therefore, you bring yourself wholeheartedly, without apology, including with no apology for all your apologies and all your ambivalence. And that you let Catherine Ellis come forward deeply, whoever that is. And in doing so, and being a friend of the Sangha, which is what the head student is, you call forward every Sangha member to their place in their practice. So thank you very much for being willing to return and to come back, to hear these invitations, to express your reluctance, and to still say yes.
These are beautiful days. May your good health continue. Please let me help you to take care of our practice.
And all of you who are listening and watching, please help us. This student shares my seat and all of our responsibilities. Please give her your wholehearted support for the time that she will inhabit this role, and goodness knows we're not sure how long that will be. At this point, what would happen is someone like Judy, Josh, would, excuse me, Judy or John, would lead Catherine around the zendo, bowing as they walked. It's called a jundo in Japanese. And each person standing in the zendo, as they passed by, they would bow, and it creates a kind of a wave. It's quite beautiful. And unfortunately, we're unable to do that. But let's all simply now bow as Catherine bows, as she walks toward her seat to accept the role as head student. She moves around, back and forth appropriately, opening the space. Then she would come to her seat, which she has taken here. The bell would ring. And Josh is returning.
Head student for this period of practice is Catherine Ellis.
And all three of us will do bows together toward your altar. You remember in the last line of the Bodhisattva vow, it says, the Buddha's way is unsurpassable. My vow is to embody it. We embody it. This vow embodies it. One of the things that is a little heartbreaking, of course, is that we can't have our bodies in the same place, including when we bow and we turn away from each other and you can't see the other body, so you can't dance in concert. But I just want to acknowledge that gap. I was just minding the gap of that, and I can feel the distance, and it doesn't diminish the potency of the ceremony in any way whatsoever. Only the longing to be in the same room at the same time. The head student is a friend to the Sangha, as I said. Catherine will be sending out some messages and invitations to you for virtual or actual socially distanced tea so that you can visit. The head student or Shuso would normally just have times of having tea with the different students and getting to know them and support them. She's also already begun this process and already begun offering her teachings because we had to delay the ceremony a little bit. So it's a beautiful beginning, and the blossoms are already unfolding in a lovely way. Are there any other comments that John or Judy or Josh would like to make before we complete the ceremony? Yes, Judy.
I'd just like to congratulate Catherine on her courage for stepping into the role, and already I've just seen her wholeheartedly inhabiting it in a really beautiful way, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Catherine, I feel such warmth in my heart for you and for what we've all shared in recent years, the richness and the challenges and the joys. And I'm so grateful that you are offering yourself in this way to the Sangha. And I also would like to thank you for for your humour and resilience and flexibility in the way that you've inhabited. And I just want to extend warmth and love to you at this point tonight as you cross this threshold that you've already kind of crossed.
Catherine, I'm so glad that you're head student, so glad to see you move into the role. I hugely admire your courage of being fearful of what it might mean and what it means for you, and stepping into it, and have just so loved and valued and felt excited by your wonderful koan teachings. They've been thrilling, actually, with Hilda. And yeah, so appreciation and congratulations.
Yes, I'll make a more general comment also. John and Judy and Catherine have been such central figures in the Sangha that originated in Sheffield, the first of the Sanghas which blossomed into this garden across the United Kingdom. And these kinds of ceremonies and some of these formal aspects which might seem foreign and antithetical to maybe what we're actually doing, I know there's been some difficulty and struggles with them at times. I appreciate your patience with me, as I've been patient with you, as we come to understand their meaning, and come to understand their meaning through the embodiment of the enactment, and that they don't have any of the burdensome meanings sometimes that we offer them, but they can be a path to follow that we would never have expected. And the three of you, John, and then Judy and Catherine, stepped forward as senior students, wary of the head student role, but stepped forward during a time of difficulty, because that's what a senior student does. Is holds the practice and holds the Sangha, the thing that Buddha said was most important, not to divide the Sangha. And you've done that so beautifully and so imperfectly and so brilliantly. That's how it goes for all of us. And so I want to say that as Catherine, as you step into the role, you can feel how close Judy and John are to you in this. And of course, Josh and Trudy as well, but who have preceded you in it. And also for all the centuries and all the people who have preceded you in it. In the even more formal version, the Shuso, or the head student, carries a fan. That's mine on the wall over there. When I was head student, and it's a trick to carry that staff at the final ceremony and a fan at the same time. It's a senior thing that one does as a student. We don't, and I say that to say that we don't include some of the more archaic Asian aspects, even though we carry some. But there's a beauty and a power that you can feel that will carry on even after the ceremony. And so I hope people have felt that today. I've certainly felt everyone's wholehearted participation, and I'm immensely grateful for it. Who knew nearly a decade and a half ago when I arrived for the first time in England that something like this would end up happening? And it's quite a beautiful surprise. It's like a garden in which you didn't realize something had been planted and then it burst forth. And there it is. Thank you very much. Anything final you'd like to say before we close, Catherine? not required.
Yes. I'm so appreciative and grateful for the love that I feel surrounding me and everybody. It's, it's beyond anything I could have imagined. And
Yeah.
thank you for stepping through with me. And I feel as if I'm in a flow of giving and receiving. And there really is no giver, no receiver, no gift. And I feel this in a completely embodied way. Thank you.
I'll offer a small dedication, and then all of us can do bows facing each other so we can see each other, including John and Judy. We'll do three sitting bows in just a moment. May our intention equally permeate every being and place with the true merit of Buddha's way. And I'll say one last thank you before we sign off to everyone who has supported all of these people you see on the screen, and for the immense support that we've received from Appamada in Austin with Tim Mosley right now, managing the technology for us so ably and so generously. And for everyone who is behind each of the people, Catherine's John, and everyone who is there allowing and supporting and encouraging this. And for all of you who've been flexible and continuing despite what looks like limitations, which end up being transformed into opportunities. Thank you very much.